and welcome to Vlogmas. My name is Keiko, and this is my Vlogmas Day Zero, where I'm just going to go over all of the projects and the advents that I've purchased, just so that way you kind of have an idea of what I've got planned in store for the next 24 days. So, this is coming out on December 1st, and I am recording it. Let's see, it is currently 2:04 on Sunday, November 30th. So welcome to Vlogmas Day Zero. I'm here to talk about what I'm going to be working on and going over all of the details now, so that way I don't have to go over it in every single vlog, because naming off the yarns and the fiber content and every single project, every single time I'm working on it can get to be a lot. So I'm going to do it all in this video, so that way in the vlog, when I say I am working on my advent project, you will know, if you've watched this video, what the yarn is and what the project is. So to kick things off, Botanical Yarn, their 2024 advent calendar is Wildflower Meadow is the inspiration. It is 24 20-gram mini skeins, 75/25 merino nylon. And there's 84 meters per skein. And there's one 100-gram skein, which is also 75/25, and this is 425 meters. It did come with an exclusive pattern, but I am going to be making a Battenberg blanket with this advent, which I'm very excited about because I've wanted to make a Battenberg blanket for a very long time. So the Battenberg blanket is by Sandra Purl, and it's just so cute. I look forward to crocheting. I love crocheting, blankets especially, and so I'm looking forward to having this project. My last year's advent project was a crochet blanket, and I did Fangirl Fibers. It was a 12-day advent of Sanrio. It's very fun to have a crochet blanket for my advent, and I'm looking forward to crocheting another advent blanket this year. I have no idea what the main color will be for this advent, but probably something that's not too expensive. Yeah, that would be ideal. So my project bag that I'm going to be using to wrangle all of that, I just got this at the SoCal Fiber Festival, and this is by Dawn Catherine, who is an artist, and I love the raven with the crochet hooks and knitting needles and hank of yarn. I just love that. Very excited to use this little project bag for my advent. And then Botanical Yarn Advent also came with a bunch of cute little freebies. So there's a little pin, wooden pin, that I will put on my project bag. It also came with some nice stitch markers that have wildflowers kind of like engraved into them, and also stitch or needle stoppers, which is great because needle stoppers are my new obsession. So I'm excited to have another pair to add to my collection. Oh, and it also came with a cute little Christmas ornament. So if I can get my second tree up and going, which is all of my fun ornaments, then I will hang that up. But we shall see about my second tree. My second advent is by the Cozy Knitter, and this is a self-striping sock skein. And so basically each day you knit one stripe, and then by Christmas, if you're doing 2 at a time, you'll have a pair of socks. I got their add-on for 2 mini skeins, and I got the sparkle base, which is 84/16 superwash merino stellina. So it's very pretty and sparkly. And last night at knit night, I had asked one of the employees if I could pay to have like yarn that I didn't buy in store wound, and they just did it for free for me, so that was really nice. And so she wound it up and it's in the bag, and I guess the ends that I'm looking for, she said I can feel around in the bag, and she like attached the ends to some post-it notes, so it should be easy to find. So this will be a really big mystery for me, and I'm really happy that they did that for me to keep this excitement alive. I am planning on working on the toes of my sock today. I'm gonna do toe up. I want to get the toes done today so that way tomorrow, December 1st, I can just cast on my first stripe color. Yeah, so hopefully tonight I can get both of the toes done. The pattern that I'm using is called Cozy Striped Socks, and it is by the dyer, the Cozy Knitter. And it's a toe-up sock, so that way I can make sure to get in all of the stripes and just extend the leg of the sock. I've done one other pair of toe-up socks, so I'm not like the most familiar or fluent in toe-up socks, but I've done plenty of cuff-down socks. So this sock also uses a Fish Lips Kiss heel, which is something I have not done yet. So I'm looking forward to going outside of what I normally do as far as my socks go. And who knows, I might start to do more toe-up socks. We shall see. Could be fun. So yeah, I'm casting this on today. Okay, I forgot to mention. See, this is why I need to like take notes before I do this stuff. But it's okay. So for my Battenberg, I have a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook, and I also have a 2.75 millimeter crochet hook, and the pattern says a 3 millimeter crochet hook. So I'm going to try these two sizes and see how it feels, and hopefully one of them will be fine. And if not, it looks like Michael's is having a sale on like hooks. So if I have to go get a 3 millimeter, I will, but I think between these two, it should be fine. One of them should work fine. So I think that's all I needed to say on that. Also, the Battenberg is a free pattern, which is so cool because it's such a beautiful pattern. Definitely highly recommend that because who doesn't love free patterns? For my advent socks, I'm using Chiaogu needles. So I'm doing magic loop for like the toes, probably the heel, and maybe the cuff. I'm using 32-inch circular Chiaogu, US 1, 2.25 millimeter. And then once I get the toes going, then I'll switch it over to 9-inch circulars. So majority of my sock will be a 9-inch. And I have 2 sets of needles, so that way I can do my socks like kind of 2 at a time. That should be great. That's how I like to knit a lot of my socks, by having each sock on a 9-inch. So that is all set to go. The project bag that I will be using for that is by Matter Root, and I love this bag. It's like my main on-the-go knitting bag, so I believe that these socks will be my like on-the-go project for this month, and my out and about knitting. So I'm very excited for that. We have my Christmas shawl. So last year I did Christmas socks, which was very fun, and they were self-striping. And my Christmas shawl is patterned by Melanie Berg, and it's called On the Spice Market. Very cute. I love pops of color in the main body of the shawl. And the yarn that I'm using is by Yarn Inc., and the set is called Mr. Grinch. So it came with these 5 skeins of yarn. And they're all 75-25 superwash merino nylon. And the 500 grams combined is 2,310 yards. So I have plenty of yarn to make this shawl. This shawl does come with 6 colors, and I didn't want to like shorten the shawl because I only have like 4 colors and then the main color. So I'm doing kind of like a repeat of the most saturated green and blue, or green and red. And that should be very nice. I'm loving how it's looking so far, and now I'm just really excited to get to the main body pattern of it. So I'm very much enjoying this shawl so far, and also I'm so excited to be using this yarn. I purchased this yarn last year, but I already had all of my holiday knitting time pretty much allocated, and so I didn't have time to knit it up. So I'm just really excited to be working with it this year. I'm holding this project in my Sanrio bag, which came with my Fangirl Fiber Sanrio Advent that I got last year. For my needles, I'm using a US 3.25 millimeter, and I believe it's like a 24-inch cord. I'm not positive offhand, but that is what I'm using as far as my needles go. So my next big project knit during Vlogmas, I said I wasn't going to be gift knitting for anyone, but then in September I did a mystery gnome with Imagined Landscapes, and I was just obsessed. And then the artist came out with a Gnomes of Grimblewoods book, and so now I just want to knit every one of my family gnomes. And did I start? Well, let's see. So no, I have not started, but in October, that was basically all my knitting time went to the West Knits MCal. And then in November, I have no idea where my time went, and here we are. So this will be a fun little project. I want to knit basically 3 of each gnome, except for the marled gnome, Nectar. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Nectar. 21 gnomes. Sounds kind of daunting, but I was looking in the back, and like for each gnome in like fingering weight, it's not that many grams. So I'm hoping, since it's not a whole lot of grams of yarn, they'll go by quickly. Fingers crossed. Gnome knitting will be a big thing during Vlogmas. The needles I'm using, I pulled out basically all of my US ones. So I have Magic Loop and DPNs. I also have 1.5s. I have some Addy Flips in 1.5, and I think I have 1 9-inch in 1.5, which is US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. So I should be good to go with all of my supplies being pulled out for the gnomes. So for the colors, I got Sorella's mini set, which is half set number 2 from her 2024 Greatest Hits collection. So it's very dark blue and moody kind of colors, which is great. And they're all on the nylon sock base, which is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon, and 20 grams is 80 yards. So I pulled all those out. And then for the body colors, I have some more Sorella yarn, and this is Sven or Beach House. I'm not sure which is which, but this is on Sorella's, I believe it's classic fingering. It's the 100% superwash merino base. So that's what I have picked out for my gnome. I have a jar of polyfill ready to go. That way when I need to do some stuffing, I have that handy. And I also bought some perler beads to stuff the bottom with. So that way they're kind of weighted so they don't fall over. And the funniest thing happened to me when I was at Michael's picking this up. It was on like a shelf that was higher than my head height, but I could still reach it. So I reach and I grab the bag, and like the bottom was not sealed at all. And then so I pick it up, and then like all of the beads just start to fall out. and subsequently fall on my head. So I just think that that's kind of funny that that happened. I brought the bag up to the register because they were like really busy. And when I was checking out, and I told the cashier, I'm like, I'm really sorry. I tried to like scooch all of them out of the aisle so no one would like slip on them or anything. But like this bag was just open and it just all kind of like fell on me. So the bag lost like a good quarter of it. So, you know, I felt like it was my fault, even though I know it wasn't my fault. But she was really nice. She's like, no worries, you know, like, yeah, they were like crazy busy. And then she asked what I was going to do with them. And so I told her about knitting gnomes. And then she was like, you know what, Merry Christmas, you know, here's some more beads so you can knit some more gnomes. So she gave me that like bag of, you know, 3/4 full perler beads, which I thought was like really nice. And so yeah, now I have like a lot more than I need and was expecting, but I'm sure I'll find an outlet for it sometime, you know? My next gift knit will be a beanie for my cousin who had just had a newborn in early October. If you've been here for a little bit, you might have seen my Tunisian crochet baby blanket vlog where I documented and timed how long it took me to Tunisian crochet a baby blanket for her. So that was a really fun experiment. So for her new baby, I want to knit a 1x1 beanie, and I will be using a 1x1 classic rib beanie pattern from Purl Soho, which is also a free pattern. You can just get it off of their website. So the yarn that I'm going to be using is Juniper Moon Farm. They're Moonshine Fine. So it is a blend of 30% baby alpaca, 30% wool, 25% nylon, and 15% silk. 100 grams is 437 yards. And I'm going to hold this double so that way it'll be like a DK weight. And yeah, this should be a really quick and simple and easy project. I'm planning on using 3.25 millimeter needles, so hopefully that gets kind of like a nice gauge. One more gift knit that I will be working on during Vlogmas. I'm currently in process of making my mom little leaves garland. So when I went on the yarn shop hop earlier this year, I saw this like bundle of mini skeins, and they were really cute autumny fall colors, and right above it there was like this leaves garland hanging, and I thought it was really cute, and my mom loves fall and she loves fall leaves and stuff, so I thought it would be cute to get that for her and make it for her. So this yarn is from Blue Sky Fibers, and that's also where the pattern comes from, and it's a free pattern too. We love free patterns here. My goodness, I didn't realize how many of my patterns are free. The mini skeins that I'm using are 100% fine Highland wool. They're woolstock worsted base, and each one is 5 grams, and that is 12 yards per 5 grams. I'm using US 7s, I believe, 4.5 millimeter needles, and I have got quite a bit done. So each color came with 3 in the pack, and then there's also 3 leaves, so I'm doing each leaf in each color, and I have got 1 of each leaf left, 1 of each color, and then this gift will be complete. And then also at the very end I have the tiniest amount of little scraps, so I'm hoping that I will have enough to make a scrappy gnome for my mom. I think that would be really cute. So that's the last gift knit that I plan on making this Christmas, and I believe that that is everything. Looking forward to Vlogmas. Oh, that's not well, I mean, that's everything that I plan to knit during Vlogmas, knit and crochet. But I have made a kind of little bucket list of things that I want to do during Vlogmas. So my vlogmas bucket list, and I'm not guaranteeing that we will get to all of these things, but I kind of wanted to make a list so that way if I have free time, then I can just like run to the list and be like, oh yeah, let's go do that today. So vlogmas bucket list. Bowling. I love bowling and I haven't been bowling in forever, so that would be fun. I need to make or start to make this preserve called hoshigaki. Basically unripe persimmons, and you massage them every day for I think over a month roughly. And then they kind of like, as they lose their moisture, their sugars come out and they get like concentrated and really jammy, and they're delicious, but they're just a labor of love. So I need to start my hoshigaki. I would like to go to the beach. I'm sure there will be a day or two where it's like 75 degrees. That's pretty common out here. Like today, it's above 70 and it's nice, and I can have the doors and windows open and it's nice to get the fresh air. But anyway, beach day. I would like to go to a brewery because I love going to breweries and trying new beer, and possibly going on brewery tours if they offer them. It's always fun. Things I enjoy. So I'll go to a brewery. Definitely want to go to a park, sit in it. I would like to go for a hike and take the vlog on a hike. That could be fun. Maybe I'll go to a restaurant and eat in it at a restaurant. That could be fun. December and January have the craziest, most beautiful sunsets ever. So definitely we need to go see a sunset. There's a little boat parade where they like decorate their boats in Christmas lights. That could be fun. And then also the local zoo has like, you know, the nighttime lights, Christmas decorations and stuff. So that could be cool to see. And then on my vlogmas bucket list, I need to make Christmas cards because I've been making Christmas cards for as long as I can remember. Definitely over a decade. So that's always quite the feat. But this year's Christmas card should not be too bad. So, and I'm looking forward to making it. So yeah, Christmas cards definitely need to get made. My daily goals are to open the advents, obviously, the most exciting part. And I would like to crochet at least one Battenberg square, which sounds totally doable, especially the further along I get, the easier it'll be. I mean, obviously it would be great if I could crochet up the whole mini skein of squares, but I don't want to put that pressure on myself. So as long as I get one done in each day's color, I will be satisfied with that. And then next on my daily to-do list is to knit one stripe of each in each sock of the self-striping Cozy Knitter sock advent. So that should be easy too. Like knitting stripes, repeats. Even like I'm sure they won't even be that big, but even on like larger ones of other socks I've done, I could definitely do like 2 stripes a day. That's easy. And then my last daily to do is to massage the hoshigaki once I get that going. And then that'll be a perfect time for us all to remember how important it is to massage our hands, you know, give our hands a good stretch, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who will be doing a lot more crafting than I normally do. So it's just a good reminder. Massage the hoshigaki, massage my hands, stretch my hands. So that will be great. And last thing that I need to do for Vlogmas Day 0 is introduce you to my co-stars. So let me go grab one of them. Our first co-star is Comet. She is a yellow-sided green cheek conure. She is fresh from a nap. I woke her up to come film this with me. Comet is 5 years old now. Very beautiful colors. She's got every color of the rainbow except for purple. So that's a fun little fact. Yeah, so Comet will be around quite a lot. Hopefully we can record during times where she's not going crazy and being nuts, but we love Comet so much. She is the most adorable little bird. I actually think during Vlogmas we'll have to make her some chop. That's what I call it. Basically, like, I make a big batch of fresh chopped food for her, and then I'll freeze the big batch, and I think she's getting low on that, so we might actually be making some Comet food for her. She eats that with a blend of cold pressed pellets. Very fancy bird. So this is Comet. She'll be around quite a bit, and let me go see if our other co-star would like to come and introduce herself. So this is Nala Bears. Nala is 14 years old. I would say her age, unfortunately, is actually catching up to her, and she's been having quite a few issues. So she's on a new medication right now, which makes her have to go outside quite frequently. So we've been dealing with that, and we have not been sleeping very well, have we, Nala? Poor doggy. But Nala will mostly be around just from hearing her tippy tappies, because she likes to go because she likes to go walk around on the hardwood floor when I'm recording, or she likes to drink water when I'm recording. I'm not sure how much of that will be picked up with the mic system now, but if you can hear that, I can't stop it, you know? She's getting her exercise in, doing her laps, but yeah, so there's Nala and Comet. Comet will definitely be around because she hangs out with me a lot of the day. I have her out, and she's a good cuddler, so yeah. I just wanted to introduce you to the little co-stars of Vlogmas, and we're gonna go because I'm going to edit this video and get it ready to be posted. So this will come out on December 1st. And then my first actual day of Vlogmas will come out on December 2nd. So yeah, I'll just be behind a day, but that's what happens when you're filming, you know, day of. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to share Vlogmas with you. And if you enjoyed the video, we'd love a like and subscribe to follow along for Vlogmas with us. So we will see you again tomorrow. Say goodbye, Comet. I'm still waiting for the day when she says goodbye, Comet. Goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow for day 1.